Hey everyone, welcome back to episode 2 of Timeliner, my progression-locked Ironman series, where I'll be exploring the world of Runescape one game update at a time, only with the gear and skills available up until this point. I forgot to show it last time, so we begin here in the trusty Varrock West Bank, the best bank of course, and I wanted to give you a quick overview of everything that was gathered along so far. Oh, and also the total skills we have by now. There is an ore box in the bank, which I will remove in a second. I accidentally crafted that one during the armor crafting session earlier and didn't notice until I had my bank sorted. As expected, not much has gathered after a few short quests, so let's jump forward 3 weeks into the future of the past. We finished the content of January 4th last time, and the next update of content happened on the 21st of January. This little calendar here will help me keep track. Now, let's take a look. It is quite a long post detailing the release of a new quest in Draynor Manor and the new city of Al-Kharid. We'll be taking a look at the city at a later point. At first, there's a quest on the agenda. Earnest the Chicken is quest number 7. Here we are at Draynor Manor. It was already in the game at the release, but without any quests or other meaningful things to do. And sorry about the graphic change. I accidentally messed up a setting and didn't notice until after the quest. Anyway, Veronica here is worried about her fiancé, Ernest, who has gone inside this colorful building behind her to ask for directions. I'm not trying to victim blame, but really? That's the place you'd look for help. Either by braveness or stupidity, we ignore the warning sign at the door, telling us that we won't be able to get out once we're inside. Man, that Ernest guy really deserved whatever happened to him. Once inside, the doors are indeed locked, making an escape through the front impossible. Let's investigate further. Ah, a sign of life at the top floor. Professor Oddenstein, who certainly looks odd, is standing there with some sort of machine. Well, can't hurt to ask if he's seen anyone else around here. And indeed he has seen Ernest. And transformed him into a chicken. By accident. Or so he claims, at least. Right. Turning him back is not so simple, as various parts of the machine have been stolen by poltergeists and were spread around the manor, inside, outside and the basement. Our goal seems clear. Gather the 3 missing components and bring them back to the professor. Simple enough. Downstairs we find the first piece of a puzzle, a rubber tube. But the door is locked, so we need to look for the key first. The door to the backyard is unlocked. Ah, finally some fresh air again. Oh, the room crafting guild is also already in place. Wonderful. Inspecting the fountain, we can see the pressure gauge at the bottom, but a swarm of piranhas prevents us from getting them out. Back in the house, we find fish food upstairs and poison in the kitchen. On the way back out, we also grab a shovel nearby as it passed a suspicious looking pile of dirt earlier. But first of all, let's combine the poison in the food and pour the mixture into the fountain to dispose of the fishes. It worked and allowed us to safely pick up the pressure gauge from the water. A couple steps to the north, we have a search option at a compost heap. Ah, there's a shovel already sticking in it. Probably didn't need to bring one then. And that's a key. I wonder if it fits into the locked door from earlier. And indeed it does. Running past the skeleton, we pick up a rubber tube and quickly head out of the door again. And just like that, we have 2 out of 3 parts. The professor mentioned something about an IQ testing room in the basement, and this hidden room with a ladder downstairs is probably the way to go. Thanks to our ability to see through walls, such puzzles prove of little challenge to us. In the basement, we find a lot of locked doors and levers. I remember that a certain combination of the levers will open the door, but it's been so long since I've completed this quest that I cannot remember it. This will take me some time now. I want to complete the quest without a guide. I only look up basic requirements beforehand, but want to go into it as blind as possible. I cannot erase my memories, so I have at least a rough idea of most of the quests until 2007, but after that it is all completely new for me. While talking, I've just realized that the doors are actually color-coded with the levers. This one here is yellow at the top and green and orange at the bottom. That means it opens when the yellow lever's up and the green and orange ones are down. So there is a method after all. I thought it was just trial and error. So for the final door we need blue, yellow and orange up. You can just barely see that the final door is now already open with yellow, blue and orange up. So I just need to find a way to get out of here. It took me a little bit longer than I would like to admit, until I realized that purple had to be down as well to get back out again, but it finally clicked and we can pick up the oil can. Now back upstairs to the professor, who swiftly repairs the machine and turns back Earnest into a man. Wonderful! Quest completed. Some eggs, feathers and coins are our reward, alongside new quest points. I want to check in with his fiancée outside to see if he is now away now, but she tells us that Earnest has once again wandered off to ask for directions. Oh well, he has to wait a couple of years if that is a new quest. Sorry man. Now on to the next update. 1 week later on January 28th, which brings us quest number 8, Vampyre Slayer. A vampire in Draynor Manor terrorizes the local population. It seems we couldn't escape that haunted place for too long. Morgan in Draynor Village is grateful for our arrival and willingness to face a vampire. But such fearsome foe requires preparations, so he recommends to check in with a retired vampire hunter, Dr. Harlow in Varrock first. Arriving at our favorite pub, we find Harlow staggering about. Doesn't fill me with too much confidence, but here we go. In exchange for further fueling his addiction, he tells us what we need to know to hunt vampires. A stake and hammer to drive into the vampire's heart, which he has on him and gives us freely, but he also recommends to give us some garlic to weaken the vampire in combat first. Alright, sounds easy enough. We gear up and first go back to Morgan. Dr. Harlow mentioned that he should have some garlic lying around, and we find it upstairs in his bedroom. Who stores garlic besides their beds? What a place. Now we're hopefully ready to take on this vampire. Wakey wakey, garlic and steaky. Clearly unamused by our antics, the vampire is looking for a fight. And a fight he shall have. Our hit rate doesn't look good. Instead, we're getting quite beat up here. Nope, I had to bail that one. Didn't pack enough food. Seems I've underestimated this fight a bit. Let's go back to the cows and train up a bit. And that is level 10 in the melee combat stats. This unlocks iron armor and weapons. Let's see what Bob, the ex-salesman of Lumbridge, got for us. An iron battle axe? Now that sounds like a mighty weapon. So mighty in fact we accidentally buy 2 of them. Wonderful. That is most of our cash gone. But now we should be able to defeat this fiend. Also with a full inventory of food this time around. We still don't hit that great, but should be able to grind him down from here. Just one more hit, and down he goes. Ouch, that seemed brutal. Now let's return to... Alright, the door is still locked. Now let's return to Morgan and tell him of our feat. Quest completed and almost 5k XP. As a lamp into a combat skill of our choosing. Back then it was attack only, so this is what we'll be doing. Nice, level 20 already. And that concludes this update and the very first month of Runescape. 3 weeks later, we get another quest on February 16th, in the form of Imp Catcher. This quest has seen a big rework in March of 2017, but we will still be doing it as we soon have to take on Dragon Slayer, a quest with a quest point requirement of 33. Currently, if we were to do every quest that came before it, including the reworked ones, we would end up with a total of 36 quest points. But there is one quest, the reworked Black Knight's Fortress, that is a huge jump in the story timeline. So I chose to delay that quest instead. But since it would grant 3 quest points, we have no leeway in delaying anything else. So off we go to the reworked Wizard's Tower, a grand building that offers us our first voice-acted quest. Poor Wizard Mitskok is bullied by his colleague Grazek.
My beads! Where are my beads?
4 of his beads were stolen by specific implings, hiding in different altars. He has given us a scroll on where to find them, so let's see what we have to do to get them back. The water altar, southwest of Lumbridge, should be the closest. And there's an imp who appears to have caught a cold. We suggest a bowl of hot water to cure him and are of course tasked with organizing it as well. I hope a lumber kitchen has everything we need. Perfect, where's the bowl? A sink to fill it, and our trusty range to heat it. With a bowl of hot water in our backpack, we make our way back to the imp, and that seems to have cured him. As a thanks, he throws up a bead. Wonderful. We should wash that one before turning it in. The next beat is by the fire altar northeast of Alcarit, so off we go. There's an angry impling looking for a fight, but luckily we brought food and weapons. Another mighty foe fallen before us. As a reward, he throws up the next beat. Next is the earth altar northeast of Varrock, where a melancholic imp needs our moral support, and yet again he throws up another beat after we cheer him up. Now onto the last one, at the air altar west of Varrock. This imp seems to have drunken one too many energy drinks, and the race shall decide who gets the beat. He gains an early lead, but our endurance and longer legs allow us to push for victory. And there is the final beat. Now back to Wizard Midskog. Here you go for definitely clean beats. And quest completed. Some magic XP and an amulet of accuracy. Our first piece of range gear. Nice. Back in the day, you would just had to grind imps until they randomly dropped the correct beats, or just buy them from another player, meaning this quest could be instantly completed when first accepting it. This was all the relevant content from February 16th already. So now let's move on 2 weeks further to the 28th. A new quest has released. Number 10, Prince Ali Rescue. This quest, however, is no longer available. In September of 2012, this quest was split into 2 new ones, Stolen Hearts and Diamond in the Rough. As explained earlier, we need the quest points to progress soon, so once again, a bit of a jump in the timeline. Now then, quest number 10, Stolen Hearts. Another fully voice-acted quest that is completely new to me. We started by Ozan in Draynor village.
Psst! Hey, buddy! Over here! I've got a bit of a situation here and I could use some help.
Ozan is telling us that an old friend of his, Knum, is running a bandit gang here and he wants to know what exactly they are up to. They're sitting in a hideout just inside this hut, so let's see if you're tough enough to enter.
What do you want? Come on, I don't have all day. Yeah, you seem alright. Come on in.
Threatening violence is the way to go, it seems. Cozy in here.
Hello, stranger.
And there's Knum. Let's find out what he's up to.
I take it you're here to join the Skulls, not for the atmosphere.
Right away, he invites us to join his skulls. Man, these criminal gangs take in just about everyone. At least we still have to take some sort of test, so we theoretically answer some questions.
Okay, you gave some good answers there. You've clearly got potential.
Thanks.
As a matter of fact, 3 of my best are out on a job right now. A kidnapping. I'll fill you in when we're at our HQ.
Very talkative. We should report that kidnapping back to Ozan.
So you made it back out alive? Are you in? What did you find out?
Ozan suggests following Knum back to the HQ to find out even more.
Are you ready to trail Noom back to his HQ?
Yes, we are.
Okay, let's go.
The trip is rather uneventful. We just follow Knum around town a bit until he enters an old building.
Just went into the old jail. That must be his gang's HQ.
Well done, recruit. You found the HQ. Ozan! Recruit! Now it's time for you to kill someone.
Cursed with sudden yet inevitable betrayal.
No, you're good just there. What are you up to, Noom? What happened?
You happened! That night you snuck into the palace. They blamed me for letting you in.
Seems Ozan and Knum have a lot to unpack here, with lots of blame being thrown around. Lovely reunion, but unfortunately it gets interrupted by a lady aiming a crossbow at us.
Is that you, princess?
It's another person Ozan has a history with, but hopefully he's on better terms with her than with him.
Fine. I will trust you. For now.
That worked out well. And in turn, she reveals to us that the Prince of Al-Kharid, Ali, is the one that's been kidnapped. Let's interrogate Knoom a bit to find out more.
You can talk to him.
Ha! Torture me all you want.
Surprisingly, torture is not the way to go. Baffling. But the threat of withholding decent food from him loosens his tongue and he rats out their employer, Lady Kelly. I don't know who she is, but we can meet her at the staging area to the south. So off we go before it's too late.
Everybody stop. Hand over the prince now, and I might only kill you a bit.
Ozan tries his best to talk her out of the plan and to release the prince, but she's not intimidated by the two of us. And even Lilo teleporting right beside us does little to convince her otherwise.
Like it makes a difference. The prince is coming with me.
Whoa, looks like she might controls these bandits while she's making a getaway. Let's quickly beat them up and discuss the next steps with Lila and Ozan.
I know. You two must deliver the ransom message to my father. His name is Osman. He's Al-Kharid's spy master. He will be in the palace. My passphrase is Zomorodnega.
Sure, that's something I'll easily remember.
Do not forget it.
Yeah. With Ozan by our side, we run over to Al-Kharid, a city which has grown massively from a simple collection of huts that I know of.
Well, here we are, Al-Kharid.
The palace is under lockdown by order of the Emir. Please move along.
A stubborn guard at the palace door, however, doesn't let us inside to deliver our important message. Words aren't enough here, so we need to figure out a new plan.
Damn, there's no way we're getting in the front door. But that guard gave me an idea. We're going to break in and find Osman for ourselves.
Ozan has an idea of dubious legal intent, so let's follow his lead. A quick parkour session later, where we totally climb up ladders like a normal person would, we find ourselves on top of the roof of the palace, and an opportunity to spy presents itself.
Hold up! There's a voice coming from that window. I think it's Osman.
There seems to be an important meeting going on between the Emir of Al-Kharid, his spy master Osman, and an envoy of Menafos, another desert city. It seems clearer and clearer that Menafos kidnapped the prince to destabilize Al-Kharid. Osman seems to know this too, making his disdain loud and clear. In a moment of suspected privacy between Osman and the Emir, they discuss the importance of finding the prince, but also mention a special diamond, the Karidib. Seemingly the only item worth more than the life of the prince.
The Karidib. It loosely translates to the heart of the sun. That's what the kidnappers want. But if the Emir won't let us take it, then maybe we should just not ask.
Thanks Ozan for the motivation to yet again commit more crimes. This open sunlight here seems like the ideal entry point. Now that looks like a treasure room. And where is the Karidib display? But it's locked, so let's see if we can figure this one out. We find a letter in a chest with a story on how to find the heavier part of a set with limited uses of a scale. How ominous. A scale and some objects are standing right around here. It seems clear what we need to do now. One of these little statues is heavier than the rest, and we need to figure out which one, in only 2 attempts. Okay then, let's put 3 on each side first, and they balance, so the heavier one must be in the remaining 3. Let's put one of them on each side, and it tipped to the left. So statue number 7 is heavier than the others. We'll just take it and place it on the display. And that was a trap, it seems.
Someone's in the boat. Guard, get this door open. There's no reason for alarm, Emir. Whoever's in there is trapped.
Quick! We have to get to the roof before... They cut the rope!
Please, don't leave on my account.
Let's see if we can talk our way out of this one. Alright Ozan, I'm counting on you.
Osman! Old buddy! Long time no see! This isn't what it looks like.
So much for that. Let's intervene and tell him that we need the diamond to rescue the prince.
Very well. If you can tell me my daughter's passphrase, I'll be more inclined to believe you.
Now it's time to tell him the passphrase. Yeah, sure, I remember that one. Something like...
Okay, let's for a moment say I believe you. But you must know my orders mean I cannot allow you to leave with the diamond. Hand it over. Now follow me.
It worked, but we still had to give up the diamond and explain our actions to Vampyre.
Carried Imp stays here. No exceptions.
Vampyre is steadfast in refusing to give up the diamond, even if it means the death of his son.
We're not leaving until we convinced you. I don't understand, Emir. How can you be so callous?
If, as you say, you wish to save my son, then I beg you to do so. But you are not taking my heart.
Ouch. Seems like that additional stress was too much for a sick Emir and gave him a heart attack. This is not looking good for Al-Kharid. Or us.
Before you say anything, I hold neither you nor Ozan accountable for the Emir's death. He has been ill for a long time.
Luckily for us, however, we are both not blamed for the death and also are forgiven the attempted theft. And with that, it is quest completed. 3 quest points, a constitution and combat XP lamp, as well as some members only stuff. Perfect. That was quite a story. I'm excited to see where this one is going, but that is something for the next episode. This episode we've completed 4 more quests. Earnest the Chicken, Vampyre Slayer, Imp Catcher and Stolen Hearts. Bringing our total quest count to 10, with 7 more combat levels and 37 more total levels. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode, starting straight where we left off with Diamond in the Rough. Until then, have a great day. Bye.